Today, I'm going to show you how you can turn this teal decoy into this. All right, so you ever been in that situation where you're hunting and all of a sudden you see a bunch of ducks that are not the same kind of ducks as your decoys, and you know they're here to stay, but you don't have time to go order some, you don't have time to wait on the shipping. This happened to us recently. So we're out hunting in the marsh and buffleheads show up, and they will skin the decoys better than just about any duck out there. And I know a lot of people don't like to eat them. We eat them. They're pretty good. We're going to take some of our old teal and we're going to paint them to look like buffleheads. So this is a very cost-effective way to do it. I use spray paint, and then I get some nail polish from my wife's drawer, and I use that to kind of do the little detail stuff. So you know, it turns out where you can make some really good-looking bufflehead decoys for not much money. You know, back in the day, people used to just take milk jugs and paint them black or something like that and put them out there for their diver decoys. But it's so much better if you can have something that looks more realistic. Okay, so I've made some coot this way. That's real easy. You just paint them black with a little white beak and some red eyes. And then I've made some bluebill decoys out of some of my old mallards, and I'll show you some of those too. But buffleheads are smaller, so you can use your teal decoys. If you know anything about divers, and buffleheads especially, like there's a lot of black or real dark colors, so you want to find some like black spray paint. That's your first coat. Just paint the thing black, and then we'll come back with our whites. You know, I'm going to try to make a few hen bufflehead decoys, and they're not necessarily black. They're more like a chocolate looking color, so we're going to try to make some of them a little less black, and probably spray the hen teal decoys with the black and then like wipe it off a little bit so that it just kind of muffles that bright brown and it makes it more like a dark ugly brown. And but of course the males we got to spend some time on because they look really good. So that's what we're fixing to do right now. Let's get them painted. All right, day 2, raining outside. We moved inside the shop. The next step is to tape these decoys off. So I'll show you kind of different levels of how I've got them taped. This is the first level. Like, you want to do this first. So get you a picture, look at a bufflehead, and then tape off where you want it to stay dark and black, whatever. So this is the first step, is to tape your main perimeter. Everything else is going to be white. This is going to be black. Tape that off, and then take like a piece of paper, or we used a Walmart sack and we taped off the rest of it. Okay, so that's way easier than using your whole roll of masking tape to try to tape this thing off. So do something to cover up the rest of the duck, tape it off, and then we're gonna paint this white. So these are gonna be our male bufflehead. It's gonna be brilliant white all the way around except a little few spots on the tail, and then of course we're gonna come back and do something on the head as well. We'll do that with a paintbrush. But we got it taped off, and we're gonna paint this first, our males, and then we got a few females we're gonna do too. The females aren't quite as nice and like bright, so we're gonna paint a real light coat of white and then kind of smear it so that it, some of that brown kind of shines through. Okay, so just, I mean, like I said, people used to paint milk jugs black and it worked, but if you can make it look real, why not make it look real? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get these painted with white first. This is the fun part. You just start taking the tape off that you masked off. So, you know, you peel it off. You're left with awesome bufflehead decoy or whatever you got. Of course, there's more to it, especially for bufflehead. So now we're gonna paint the white that goes right here, and we got some check this out, like some iridescent, you know, they got iridescent heads, so we got some iridescent fingernail polish. We got some blue for their beaks, and then we've got this, so we'll put a few little stripes back here where their wings would be. The hens have like a little white spot right here on each side, and then they got a real bright white wing feathers that stick up right here. So that's what we're going to do on her. All right, now she's done. And then the males have like this huge white spot that goes all the way around the back side of their head. So we're gonna go ahead and paint them with that white, and then we'll use the gray and go ahead and do some of their wings, and while we're waiting on the rest of this to dry, and then we can do the iridescence on the head. We may go ahead and do the beaks kind of bluish too, but let's go ahead and get this white on the head. And we're just gonna take this real dark gray. And if you'll notice, like on the buffleheads, they got like some little lines back here, kind of, I guess it's just the way their feathers are. But we're gonna just put a few little lines back here to mimic that. I got some blue fingernail polish. We're gonna use it for the beaks. The boys' beaks are gonna be like pretty blue, and then we're gonna take some and like put some on the girls and then like smear it, because their beaks are not real blue. The boys are like blue except a little tip of black at the end, so we're gonna put a little on the beaks now. All right, last thing is iridescent. So there's some like iridescent fingernail polish. It looks perfect in the store, so we're gonna see how it looks on here.